late for quite a while. I apologize. Someone was kind enough to give me a cold at a Halloween event, and then I also was doing a shadow work study with Willowwind. So I'm now back, and we need to resume our tour of cards. We are currently on the Hierophant. Now, if you're like me, this is probably my least favorite card in the deck, simply because of spiritual background and not having, the best experience with a previous religious experience. And a lot of people find that to be true because when you first see this, you're instantly just reminded of, there's a priest or a pope and everything that is entailed with it. However, I've grown to look past it and understand what it means in this deck. So let's take a look at these. This is the one that we always start with here, Pamela Coleman Smith. And we've got the Hierophant there with his two little acolytes that have shaved their heads in their vow to, follow into the priesthood. And he's holding his triple cross, which is, it could represent the past, present, future, or Father, Son, Holy Spirit in this case. He's wearing red and white, which I've read represent passion and purity, which is, balancing the two. He represents archetypes of teacher, mentor, shaman, priest, and the pillars here join him with the high priestess as a gatekeeper to wisdom. But the high priestess, she is more about finding intuitive wisdom, and he follows traditional course of study. So he's traditions, education systems, belief systems, and group identification and conforming to those different systems. So let's take a look now at some other cards. He is card 5, so that could represent the 5 senses, the 5-pointed star, and the 5th element. Here we have the crystal visions. This is another representative of, the Pope figure. There's his triple cross, there's his blessing, he's wearing red and white. Missing from this are the two fellows that we have here. What I like about this card is it's a softer view, and if you look up above the stained glass window, we have different religious symbols there. We've got the yin and yang, we've got the Jewish David star, a whole bunch of things there. There's even a pentagram and an ankh. So I do like that because it's representing more faiths and beliefs than the traditional Christian faith. But it's a very soft version of the card. The stained glass here, by the way, reminds me of the end of Lost. So if you're a Lost fan, I'm a really, really big Lost fan. So we have that in common. But anyway, that's Crystal Visions. Let's look at our next one. This is the Legacy of the Divine, and it calls this card Faith. Beautiful illustration of that faith. You have the Dalai Lama, you have a rabbi, you have the, looks like a cardinal, and then also we have a Muslim person here. Just all different faiths and the languages that go along with them. And I like that because this golden light unites all of them. They all have that in common, their traditions, their spiritual beliefs, their following of their own personal practices. Next, we have from the Good Tarot. This is the version of the Hierophant card from them. And this has a female. She is holding up, it looks like a crescent moon, possibly from Isis. But she is showing her authority. You can see she looks like she is full of wisdom. She has the elements on the table here. We have a feather for air, and the cup for water, and a candle for fire, and it looks like some crystals for earth. She has her altar before her, and she has the halo behind her. But it's another beautiful, different approach to showing faith and spiritual practices and traditions. This is the Everyday Wishes Tarot, and I like it because it is a modern take on what a Hierophant can be. This is like the yoga guru, and in fiction we might find the Hierophant to be, say, Yoda or Dumbledore, and I've always thought Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid as a Hierophant, and this is the two followers. Pretty cool. All right, next, this is the Tarot Apokalypsis, and in this version we still have two followers, but this is the actual Dalai Lama, and it's showing the different forms of enlightenment and transition into that higher sense of being by following these traditions and these beliefs. And finally, this is from the Star Tarot. This is the Hierophant version, almost more like a shaman. Just a beautiful card. And he's got the spiral here showing the path of their traditions, and there's his symbols with the bull and the bear, and you can see the wisdom here. He's sharing his enlightenment into the stars. A beautiful, very detailed card. Again, white and red, showing a pattern. Sometimes this card will have a checkered floor of black and white, and that again shows the balance, spiritual balance. So these were our Hierophant cards. The next one we'll be moving on to is the Lovers. So thank you for joining along, and I look forward to sharing the journey.